First of all, I gotta say thank you to Carl and everybody at Comet. They were really easy to work with. They listened to all my input and they helped me design the exact suit that I wanted. So that was really great. Really helpful, and I was able to send in multiple, designs, different color options, and they worked with me to get exactly what I wanted. So that was awesome as far as the custom suit goes. So I would say the number one reason anyone gets a custom suit is so it's tailored to their body dimensions. So that's a big plus for any custom suit brand, but Comet as well. They take detailed measurements of the body, and you send all your lengths and numbers in, and then they ended up coming back with one that was perfect for me. So be sure to be diligent when you take your measurements. I know a lot of people complain about custom suit brands not making the suit to fit them, but at the end of the day, they only have the measurements that you send in. So be diligent with those. Make sure they're your measurements. And yeah, custom suits are a great way to go for that aspect. One of the pros that I experienced dealing with Comet Racing Leathers and my experience riding and racing and crashing in this suit. First of all, Comet, there's no limit to the customization that you can do. You can choose any sort of graphics or color scheme or decal or logo and send it into them, and they'll get it on the suit for you. So that's super cool. You can put your sponsor badges, whatever you want. Totally unique to your imaginations. They have a large range of options from the material actually to cowhide all the way up to kangaroo. So it's basically how deep your pockets are. So there's a lot of options as far as quality that you have some control over. It's been very flexible for me. It's got stretch panels in all the right places that you would want them. The crotch, the underarm, the inner arm. So as you can see, this was my design. Very happy with it. This is exactly what I wanted, and it's held up very well for me. It's also, perforated in the front, and so that allows good airflow. It breathes quite well in the hot summer days. One of my favorite things about it is that it has metal sliders on the elbows and on the knee. So, if you're not dragging elbow, that's not really an issue. But if you are, often you'll chew right through the elbow sliders, every race almost. And so having the metal elbow sliders, I feel like it's a little bit of a longer lasting choice than having just the the whatever replaceable sliders. So another one of the pros that's really important for me about this suit is that the crashability of a suit. Hopefully no one goes down, but if you ride and you race on track, eventually it's gonna happen. And that said, you want to be as protected as possible when it does. And being a smaller brand, I wasn't sure how this suit was gonna hold up when I inevitably did go down, and to my surprise, it held up extremely well. I would say better than any other suit I've owned or seen. A lot of the people that I race with have top of the line Alpine Star Dainese suits, and one crash and that suit is completely garbage. And it's amazing to me because they're extremely expensive and they just don't have any sort of crashability. They protect the body and they do their job, but it's amazing to me how damaged the suits are after a crash. So I have two pretty good crash experiences with this. One was a high side at lower speeds, so maybe 40 or 50 miles an hour, high side over the bars, rolled and came to a tumbling stop, and that left all these marks on the back, but I didn't have any of my leather rip. And I also had no real injury, which is important. I mean, even a slow speed high side could potentially be a season ender, depending on how everything plays out and how well you are protected with your gear. So that was a big one for me. You can see it took some scraping and some scuffs, but all in all, I mean, I landed directly here and it did its job. It didn't tear, it didn't shred the suit, and I had no substantial injuries. Second wreck experience that I had with this suit on was actually a very fast low side, turn one in Barber. And if you see, originally the butt was red, but yeah, low sided quite fast and slid on my butt all the way to the wall at turn one. So wasn't surprised that it chewed through the butt panel. And once again, I walked away with no injury and just a minor replacement needing on one panel of the suit. And so, all that said, you know, that's only two specific instances of crashes, but I feel like they're pretty inclusive as far as what you might experience with in a racing or track day scenario. And with this suit, I've been completely safe, and you know that's huge for me. I'm extremely impressed with the way that it held up from both of those wrecks, being the nature of them and the speed of one of them. So all in all, I stand behind the safety of this suit. It's served me well, it's kept me safe, and it's kept me in the race. All right, well, you can't do a review without talking about some of the cons, and so really, the only thing that I truly feel sticks out as, you know, a con with Comet Racing Leathers is currently they're not Tech Air compatible. And I know that's a huge deal. You know, safety is the way. And, you know, riding and racing with an airbag is the way these days, you know, just to ensure, you know, an extra layer of safety. But so that said, they aren't currently Tech Air compatible. You can certainly wear, you know, an outside air vest or whatever, and you know that's a lot of people do that. But that would be my main con and concern about Comet. But I think that over time, and with more people using their brand and them getting more recognition in the paddock, I think that Carl and Comet will understand the importance of developing the suit that's compatible with Tech Air. So that's the main drawback with me with this brand. But all in all, still, it's done me extremely well. It's survived multiple seasons, and it's kept my body safe in crashes. It's a perfect fit, custom suit at a reasonable price that I think any rider would enjoy wearing out on a track day or at a race. So thanks for your time. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Comet Racing Leathers, and I hope you enjoy.